Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So yesterday I was really fortunate enough to be gifted all of these strawberries. So it's 20 punnets of 300 grams of strawberries. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 6 of them and I'm going to turn them into strawberry jam. The rest of them I'll either make another portion of strawberry jam, but I want to make some strawberry cakes, some more strawberry pinwheels, possibly strawberry mousse, and along the way some strawberry milkshakes. So I'm going to take 6 of these punnets. Some of them might not be in the best of conditions. Some of them might need thrown away. I didn't have the room to store 20 punnets overnight in the fridge freezer, so I've had to leave them on the side. So I'll take what I can salvage and the rest will go in the compost. What I will do along the way is when I take the tops off, I will salvage them and I will make a strawberry syrup out of those. Just making sure I'm happy with all the bits. Just going to pop them into a big pan. Generally, we like our jam smooth without too many lumps. So I will blend this jam so it's more of a clear jam rather than lumpy. But how fortunate have I been here? 20 punnets of 300 grams completely free. Now, Carol is a volunteer. The place she volunteers in is two things in one. Half of it is a food bank for people who need it within the community, and half of it is a food discount shop for any locals to use. And they've been really fortunate of being given an abundance of strawberries. Just yesterday, they were given 120 punnets, and they gave them within the community, but obviously had to get rid of what was left instead of it just deteriorating there in the shop. So I was one of the lucky recipients to get a bulk. Now, as you can see, this is going to take me some while to chop through all of them. The smell is absolutely wonderful. I say I'm just working through 6 punnets, but this recipe would be 6 cups of strawberries and 6 cups of sugar. There's 2 different ways of making jam. The Americans can theirs. If you're not familiar with canning, it's a pressure canning format. I do canning on this channel, so you may have seen it here if you're not that familiar with it. So you put it all into glass jars like this, put some water into, it's basically like a pressure cooker, but it's called a pressure canner. They do it that way. In the UK for many centuries now, we've done it in the oven. So we heat the jars up, make the jam, fill the hot jars up. I was reading a bit of controversy on one of the preserving pages on Facebook today, And the way I've made jam is I've always heated the jars up in the oven. I've always made my jam as normal on the stove. And then when I fill the jars, I've always put them back in the oven with the lids on to seal. And the consensus seems to be you don't have to do that. You can literally, once you've put the lids on and screw them, you don't have to put them back in the oven. You can just leave them there and they will seal themselves through the heat. So I'm actually going to try that today. It saves me using any extra gas and it'd be an even quicker thing for me. So I'm going to try it that way today. So I'll turn the camera off for a moment. I'll finish doing the rest of the punnets I've got here. Make sure they're all trimmed to my standard. And we'll proceed to make the jam. So I'll speak to you in a moment. Okay, so that's 6 punnets of strawberries, basically diced up. Cut all the bad away, and I've saved all the tops to make some syrup with, like I said. So I'm going to take 6 cups of sugar, if I can get this in deep enough. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups of sugar. And now, on with the heat if it decides to play. We're gonna doesn't want to play nicely. Okay, just put that other ring on. Okay. I don't know what it is with this cooker. Sometimes it plays nice and sometimes it doesn't. So all I want to do is to melt the sugar into a liquid. Use our arm muscles for this, turn it in because I don't want anything burnt on the bottom. Just want the sugar to go to the liquid. I'll say the strawberries are really soft anyway because they've been out overnight. I think that's why I lost those. I'd say about a quarter of 2 punnets I've lost, so half a punnet in all. So this is about 5.5 punnets. There we have it. It's much easier to use a pan a lot bigger than what you actually need. I'm just going to grab my stick blender. If I can find the other section to it. I'm just going to blend these strawberries down a bit. So there are still some strawberry chunks in it, but most of those will soften away with the boil, and the bulk of it is jelly jam. I'm going to turn the heat up on this now, bring it to a steady boil, which I will stir continuously all the way through, approximately 25 minutes. It's quite an amusing story. Our son and his girlfriend went out for the day. I'll say they live in London. They went to a farmer's market and they purchased some homemade strawberry jam from a farmer's market and another make, I can't quite think what it was, another flavour, and they paid £7.50 per jar. £7.50. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. You can just go and buy same day cheap strawberries from a shop and make your own. It wouldn't cost you a fraction of that. I mean, I don't even know how much your cheap generic jars of jam are now, but probably £1 or more. So jam isn't as cheap as it used to be, but it's always cheaper to make it at home in bulk if you can get the bulk buy offers. And now I'm really fortunate because I got those for free today, but I do look for bulk buys. I won't have to look for strawberries now because I've got them. The jam will be made today. But otherwise, I would have looked for a bulk buy on the strawberries and done this process anyway. I came to make some... That's good out. I came to make some strawberry pinwheels last week. It was no problem, but I only had the raspberry left to use. And apparently I've run out of strawberry, so this is perfect timing for me to make the strawberry jam. Are you a jam maker? What type of jam do you make? I say I've made blueberry, I've made a lime version of marmalade, so we called it limeade. Done blueberry jam, plum jam, strawberry jam, raspberry jam, lemon curd. What else? I think we've probably made an apricot jam, yeah. Yeah, and it comes in so useful for desserts, etc. Or it's a quick lunch, jam on toast. You can't say no, as long as it's a nice, decent bread. A bit of jam and it goes a long, long way. Yeah. Right, as I say, I'm going to bring this to the boil and I'm going to constantly stir it now for approximately 25 minutes. I will now pop these jars into the oven. I'm expecting to get probably about 5 jars, but I'm putting the 6th jar in to be on the safe side. I've done approximately 6 cups of strawberries and 6 cups of sugar, but I expect that to be around 5 pints of strawberry jam. I'll say if it goes just over, I've got one for the fridge, and I'll be happy with that. I say fridge, we never keep our jam in the fridge, we keep it in the cupboard, don't we? Okay, I'll come back when we're ready at the thickening stage. Okay, the jam is made and it's reduced, so I'm just hoping I do actually get the 5 jars out of it now. I'm just going to lift a few out at a time. Just bear with me. Smells absolutely gorgeous. Now there's no pectin in this. I boiled it longer, and that's just all you need to do. You don't need to add the pectin. And I'm going to fill this up to 1/4 of an inch from the top. Looks absolutely delicious. I'm going to put the tops on straight away. Normally I don't put these flats on in boiling water. I'm a bit of a rebel cannon normally, but because I'm doing the jam and I'm trying the process of not having to seal them in the oven like I normally do, like I said earlier, I'm just going to put the caps on and let it seal itself with the heat. It feels really thick, this, and I'm obviously going to get a lot less jars. I think I'm only going to get about 3 jars out of this if I'm lucky. I'll be lucky to get 2.5 out of this. My Etsy sales are coming in. I've just had 2 Etsy sales whilst making this jam, so I'm really happy. If you haven't taken a look at my Etsy store yet or my Amazon storefront, please do. So I've sold 3 items now on my Etsy shop. Which I'm really happy about. There's no way I'm going to fill this jar, but hey, let's see how much we get out of this pan. Should have just put it in a little one. One of those, mind you, I haven't heated the jar. It's alright, let's just do it this way. Can I just have, is the pink scraper there? At least not want that. It's drying like candy floss on the pan. This is going to need a really good soak to clean. So what's that? This is probably like 2 jars and a quarter. So a lot less than I imagined, but hey, it's not like I haven't got some more strawberries there to go ahead and do another batch with, is it? So this might not seal because it's not a full jar, but we'll try. See, we wouldn't necessarily use a jar a month of the strawberry jam. It'd probably take a couple of months at least to use 1 pint of strawberry jam. So 6 jars would probably be a 12-month supply, and by the end of doing all this, we'll have a lot more than that. So I'll aim for approximately 8 jars of jam, and that'll be well enough for us to do a 12-month period. Okay, I'll let them settle and listen out for the pings, and I'll start making my strawberry syrup from the tops and tackle this cleanup. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please take care. Remember you're loved, and the world is a better place with you in it. Bye, love.